4 miles into his morning run, the outside of his right knee began to throb. He slowed to a walk. Jesus, he muttered. The Las Vegas Marathon would have to wait yet another year. One more opportunity for provoking and then struggling to recover from the next running-related injury. At 45, Jim Snow was 20 years past the best shape of his life. 6'3" and 215 pounds wasn't the ideal build for a distance runner. Not that he was overweight at all. He was built more like a bodybuilder than a runner. The iron-pumping sessions in his spare bedroom were a direct conflict with the joint-pounding expeditions on the roads. The physique of a titan and the stamina of an Ethiopian mountain runner. That's what he wanted. But you can't have it all. It was 8:15 on a Saturday morning. Not much traffic on this Las Vegas street. But now that he'd given up the pounding of his morning run, he left the asphalt roadway and moved over to the harder cement of the sidewalk. He walked the remaining half-mile to his stucco-tracked home. It was a 3-bedroom, single-story structure located in a middle-class neighborhood of East Las Vegas. As he approached the front door, he leaned over to retrieve the morning paper from the raised cement stoop. Stuffing it under his arm, he dug the door key out of the tiny inner pocket of his running shorts and unlocked the door. Crossing through the living room and into the kitchen, he stripped the rubber band from the paper and opened it on the counter. He left it there, went to the coffee maker, and filled it with water and grounds. He pressed the switch. Then he went back to the paper to read the breaking news centered on the front page. Unemployment was now above 13% in the city of Sin. According to local economists, the giant swirling mass of residents, their homes, and their jobs were getting drawn downward into the abyss, and it would continue for years. The only jobs that were safe, it seemed, according to the article, were those of local economists. They would be needed to continue spending long hours studying the situation in order to provide further assessments to the citizens of Las Vegas. When you're trudging down the desperate road to despair, it's good to have accurate reports periodically in order to gauge your degree of misery. Over a period of years, it's easy to lose your frame of reference. He was nearly finished with the article when the phone rang. He looked over at the old trimline model where it sat on the counter, next to the answering machine and the microwave. It rang again, and he considered answering it, though he was fairly certain it was just another computerized voice, or a friendly human with a poor command of English interested in adding an identity theft prevention feature to his credit card account. Old habits are hard to break. On the third ring, he picked up the receiver. "Yeah," he said. He immediately recognized his sister's voice firing through the line. Her tortured words launched out of the receiver in a rush. "Something terrible has happened." This was followed by a sharp intake of breath. Snow stiffened, his jaw tensing. "Karen, what's wrong?" "Bob is dead." This was followed by rapid, shallow breathing. "Your husband, Bob?" This sounded like a silly question to him as it popped out of Snow's mouth, but it was all he could think to say. More rapid breathing. "Yes, Jim," she cried. "Bob, my husband, he's dead. They killed him." Snow shifted his gaze to the microwave as though that might have something to do with this. His voice held calm. "Karen, take a breath. Sit down. Are you sitting down?" She was sobbing now. Her words came slower, her voice lowering an octave to its normal pitch. "I need your help." "All right," he said. "Who is they?" "How would I know? Whoever killed him," she replied. "The police think it was me. And Steve." "Who is Steve?" "The neighbor." "The neighbor? Where did this happen?" "They found him in an RV storage lot this morning, just after 6. Some guy coming to pick up his boat found him lying in the dirt next to his pickup. Dead." "What was he doing in an RV storage lot?" Her voice started to rise again. "It's where we store our travel trailer. Bob was selling it to Steve. There was a lot of cash involved. Steve must have left, and Bob... She began to sob again. Snow began to sort all of this out in his mind. "Have you talked to the neighbor?" "No."